Hi there, Brother Stephen with the Oratory here in Raritan. We're at the Shrine of the Blessed Sacrament in Raritan. We're going to go through how to set up the vestments and the alb, etc. for the priest who's going to be praying the Latin Mass. So I already have some things out, but I'll walk through the idea. A mental note that I try to keep in my own mind, but also tell others, is what we're doing is we're placing all of the vestments and garments in the reverse order in which the priest will be putting them on. So if you know the prayers that the priest has to pray and the certain vestments he's putting on, you can keep that in mind. So the first thing that he does is he goes and washes his hands, then he comes and he puts the amice around his neck, then he cloaks himself with the garment that shows purity, which is the alb, then he secures that with the cincture, and then the sacred garments. First the maniple, then the stole, then the chasuble. So if you have that in mind, you can understand that we're going to do the reverse order, setting it out. So the priest, as he's taking layer by layer, it's the next garment is already laid for him. So today, since it's in Lent, we have the purple chasuble here. As you can see, I have the front of the chasuble facing you. That part will be placed on the vesting table. And then what we're going to do, every vestment is different, so you figure out which way seems the best. But the idea that we're doing here is we're trying to lift up the back and fold it nicely so that when the priest gets to this part, he can just throw it over himself and tie it around his waist. And so it takes some just getting used to from each vestment. And sometimes this one, it's so stiff, so you can just keep it folded doubly over there. You'll see that these ropes, which he'll tie around his waist, you can just place them nicely up here in some way. They'll fall when he puts it on, but the idea is he'll take it like this and be able to throw it over himself easily. Ideally, the MC is helping him place this over him as well, so there will be someone here to help assist. The next one that I mentioned before the chasuble goes on is the stole. So the stole, what I do is I hold it in my hands as if I'm going to place it on myself. Then I look towards the vestment table and I just lay it like so. Just a simple, a nice layout, but this way the priest can just kiss the cross and then place it over his head very easily. The next one is the maniple, which goes over his left arm. You can just place it right in the middle like so. After that, this is the tricky part. You would have to somehow know which alb the priest is going to wear. Sometimes that's very hard to determine until the priest is here to tell you. Nonetheless, we're going to use this one as the idea. Actually, before this, after he puts on the alb, he'll put on the cincture. So the cincture is the last part over the vestments. And I guess you can try to think, usually we have a cincture that goes with the season, the color of the season. So you can think like all of the liturgical colors, the vestments with the liturgical colors, go down first before the white garments. And this you can just place somewhere over here. Here, this priest likes to have it already knotted. Otherwise, you can make some sort of design where it's easily to wrap around themselves. But I just throw it somewhere like that. Then for the alb, you have to find which one's the back. Okay, I think we're good. So again, the front is facing you, so it's as if you're wearing it. Visualize that. And you're going to place it over the vestments here. Now this one is a little bit trickier. As you can see, our vestment table is not the largest. Otherwise, you would just throw the arms out all the way. You may want to just fold them a little bit. And this one, you're going to open up the vestment. And in some nice fashion, as best as you can, try to open it so that the priest, when he gets to this part, he knows to just slide his arms into the arm slots and throw it over himself. So something along the lines of that. If you want to bring this up, you can. But I usually just allow the front to kind of hang over the front of the vesting table. And the last part, as I mentioned, the first garment he puts on is the amice. So the amice, Usually I have the inner seam, which will be on the priest like so. That I'll have facing you when you grab the two corners. And then what you do, you'll place this in the middle here, fold it like so, something along the lines of this. It's not a hard and fast rule. And again, just lift up the strings, place them somewhere up here. So that the priest, when he gets to this part, he'll know to just grab these corners, swing it over himself, touch his head, put it around his neck, and on with the prayers. So that is basically the idea. What I would like to do to wrap up this video is actually go through, I won't put the garments on, but the idea of, well, actually I could put them on. I could put them on so you see. So the priest will get to this point. He'll be praying the prayers, which we have over there, also on the doors in the vesting closets. And the last two I won't put on because I'm not ordained to the priesthood yet. God willing, one day. But he'll be putting this on, crossing this, and sliding it into these holes that he makes. And the last part would be the chasuble. And again, you can have the help of the MC or another server along the way, helping him vest. And that's the idea of what you're doing. So you're placing, again, everything that he's going, as you saw, going through the progression of vesting, you're just laying it out in the reverse order so that the priest has the convenience as he's praying the prayers and vesting. And that'd be it. So, happy serving.